Hey, hello, it is the Christmas edition of the Production Line Developer blog. Look, I've got tinsel, I've got lights. It's, the season to be jolly, apparently. Never let it be said that I'm not putting the effort in. I'm putting the effort in. It's Christmas. How exciting. Well, not that big a fan, actually, but I do like the food and the chocolate and all the online stores that send me chocolate because I sell games through them. Anyway, enough of such frivolities and nonsense. What has been going on in the very serious world of Production Line, which is my car factory strategy game thing. Let me show you what I've been playing about with today. I've only just started it a minute ago. Now, if you haven't played the game yet, or you haven't played it a lot, you probably don't know that there's a level editor. So any map you pick, you can go, play the mission. Or you can click on edit and go into the level editor, which used to look a bit more of a mess than this, and it will look a lot better. I haven't finished yet. So this is the level editor. And if you select a slot now, that this stuff hides and reappears, and this stuff lights up if you select a slot. And also the whole thing is drawn about 50 times faster than it used to be, so it won't be as slow. So this is the level editor. These are all the different zones that you have in a map, and these are like the imports and export things. The trouble with this is the interface is awful, like which is an import and which is an export. You have to like place one down to work out which is which sucks. So I'm going to fix all that, obviously. And also you can change, if I just stop doing that and then select a zone, you can change the floor tile that's used there, but there's no real preview thing. You have to go through all of them until you find one you like, which is a bit rubbish. You can set it to things like this, which doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I'm going to fix all of this, right? This will all be fixed soon. And also you can give names to the companies that used to own those little warehouses that you take over, and set the rent and stuff like that. Anyway, this is the editor as it is now. It is now slightly better than it was. Although this isn't even released yet, even into the unstable build, but it will be very soon. And I'm about to make the unstable build stable because it seems to be stable, so that's good. I should have lights that flash on and off, but I don't. It's a technical failing of mine. And also this is now a dialog box rather than a separate window. So that's something that I've just been working on today. And yeah, when there's really big maps, where's Detroit? That's the biggest map, isn't it? It gets kind of unwieldy and there's no zoom. Zoom is more of a pain to do than you would think. But anyway, I've done a little bit of work on this, which is more than I've done in like a year on it. So I am working on that sort of stuff. Yeah, but let me just check that there isn't anything amazing and new that I've forgotten that I've put in. Blah 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 blah. Oh, I did a load of speeding up of stuff. Some stuff is a lot faster than it used to be. I'm kind of always doing that. Blah blah blah. Can't read, can't see things. Oh yeah. This is gone in. This is in unstable, and it will be in the other one. You can do this. Woo! I don't know if I mentioned it last week. If I did, you're thinking, why are you banging on about this thing that we already know? Anyway, so that's kind of cool, isn't it? But the big thing the thing that was new that went in was cosmetic stuff, which you don't need to unlock. You can just go here, you can pick on a thing like that, and you can go, whoa, I want this bit to be this colour, because this is accessory land, or something like that. Or, whatever. You can do little bits or big bits. I'm not 100% sure about the user interface for this. I'm kind of on the fence about it, but you have to drag in the right direction, which is maybe a little bit annoying. And there's a few little things here, like these. So I could put like a little chart on the wall, health and safety chart, and I've got like a sales chart I can put on the wall there as well. And I've also got like little doors you can put in. This is just like decoration, right? It's just to make it look a little bit kind of more how you want it, and it's kind of like, this is sort of the tip of the iceberg, as it were. And I'd love to know what you would like to put in the factory. So I thought doors were missing for people, and some signs like this. You right click to cancel it, by the way. But I think we would like some other stuff as well. I'm especially interested if you work in a factory, you know, and there's obviously stuff on the walls and placed around your factory that I don't have that's kind of cosmetic and not that important. Or, you know, should I have a little like cafe area just for fun to put down, just as a cosmetic thing? Or do you not like that? Do you sort of think that ruins it, that there has to be a gameplay value for everything? I don't think so, because it's fun to build a big complicated thing, right? It doesn't have to be, it doesn't all have to be that important. I mean, in SimCity there's like 14 different types of tree, but it's just aesthetic, yeah? And I think that's okay. So, one of the things that I'd like to talk about is new machines and new ways of making it obvious what we're working on the line. Now, I've been looking at loads of videos, as I always am, of actual car factories and the production of various components. There's some pretty wacky machines that spin round to put all of the copper wiring in electric motors. So I think I must put them in somewhere. They'll be fairly exaggerated, but I must put them in. This weighs a ton with all this crap on it. What was the other thing? Yeah, the other thing was the fitting of wheels and tyres. Now, we've got an enormous backlog at the moment, so not much is happening there. But if we go to where we put, this is where we put the wheels on. You notice there is a little bit of a problem, because when the wheels go on, they already have tyres on, and then we put tyres on separately. It's a game. Get over it. But one thing I was thinking of would be that when you're working on stuff that is kind of like below the car, like the exhaust or the wheels or tyres or stuff like that, would it be cool if there was like a bit of a sort of hydraulic-y thing where the car, when it went in, rather than just sitting there like that, and these aren't animating due to a bug I've never been able to track down. Oh no, it's because there were no resources. So rather than just going in and sitting there, yeah, that is that bug, they would go whoop, up a bit. They would do their thing, and rather than attacking the windows as it looks like now, they'd be closer to the wheels, and then they go whoop, back down, and then they carry on. Would that be good? Is that worth the hassle? Just to see cars going up onto a little platform and being worked on and lowered back down. Would that be cool? I don't think it would be really hard. I think I could do that. I mean, I could do anything, but it's just a matter of time, isn't it? I think that might be quite interesting. To do that. That's one of like kind of like the many things that I want to put in that is a little bit different. I really like the idea of there being different robots as well. We basically have two robot types. We have these, which are kind of well, hang on, let's start with these. These red robots, which I think ABB is the company that has red robots. There's probably a few actually. These are my welding robots, and they've got like welding sparks. And then I've got the orange robots, which do everything else, and they don't have welding, or they have very like little minor welding, like that. They don't have the big sparky stuff. So this is like the putting in small stuff rather than body work, which is the red robots. I then have one other sort, well, actually a few other sorts of robots. We've got yellow robots here, which are purely assembling battery packs. I love these robots. And then we've got the QA robots, which you probably haven't really noticed or looked at. If you look at well, I'll tell you where there's a bunch from up here, isn't there? Yeah, if you look in here, they're the kind of slightly soft body robots that do this sort of curvy thing. They're these, if that means anything. That's a cool one. But I wonder if we should have more robots that do kind of crazy things. I do really love those robots that pick up an entire roof of a car and then attach it on the windscreen. Now, the only reason that this gets complicated, and it's not an easy matter of doing this, is that we have this thing that you normally have two robots on a slot, and you can upgrade to another two, to another two, to another two. And I do quite like that, and I think changing that might break the game to some extent in terms of the balance of it. So I don't know what to think about that. But I'm looking for new variation of stuff to put in to make different areas of the game a lot more recognisable. Like, you know, at a glance what's going on here, we can tell more from the glass than from anything else, that it must be something to do with sort of windows or windscreens. And it is, we're making windows here. And these don't animate. I should animate these. These should slide up and down and stuff like that. Anyway, it's just a few thoughts there about like what would make the game look a little bit more interesting. So currently the thing that I'm working on is the editor. One other thing I would like to ask, if you work in a car factory, and I know loads of you do work in car factories, if we look at the assembly bit, stuff like this, let's look at the next car that comes along. So there are 8 robots here, right? Oh, here we go, look at that. Now, I have had it suggested to me that that welding is nowhere near as big a deal as it should be. In other words, these guys here should be half blinded by it. I've heard that it's very hot from a great distance, which is why we have this stuff around it, and that there should be a lot more sparks than that. I would like to know if that is true. Do you look at this and sort of think, well, there's no welding going on here? Should it be a lot brighter, a lot bigger, a lot more of a big deal? I'm just interested to know because I want it to look as realistic as possible. Anyway, it is currently actually the day before. I'm doing this on a Saturday, so I am doing this one a little bit early. Next weekend, yes, next weekend I will do another video because I'm not going to miss out on, like, you know, developing my game and promoting it just because of some annual holiday. That is for wimps. That in fact is the day before New Year's Eve. That's no big deal. Anyway, so yeah, I'll be back in a week. Obviously, production line does go on sale now and then. Not at a great discount, but it is currently in a Steam sale if you wanted to grab it right now. If not, then just wait and pay more for it because it's worth it. Please like and subscribe. If you like the game, please leave us a decent review, or much better even than leaving a decent review is to tell your friends, tweet about it. You can always copy me in at Cliffski on the tweet. I like to see that. That's great. It's excellent when people hear about the game just from other players. That's the best possible thing that could happen, right? So anyway, thank you for watching these videos. We're doing them a very long time now, and we are going to keep going for quite a while, I think. I'm always interested to know what you think should be put into the game, what you like about the game, or what you think is missing from the game. And I tend to read everything, even though I don't reply to everything. I will have some cool stuff to show you next week, I hope, regarding the editor. Anyway, have a good Christmas holiday if that's your thing, and I'll see you in a week.